I'll come back. I got a question for Gordon that pertains to something that happened to me. I made a comment on an Instagram picture.
Okay.
It was a video of Jaylen Brown complaining about Nick Nurse getting on the court during the game and causing a turnover because
Yeah.
I think Tatum thought that Tice was in the corner, but it was Nick Nurse, right?
Right.
So I wrote when he was complaining in a press conference. Jaylen Brown was complaining in a press conference about it, saying we got to be grown men. We can't let our emotions get to us or whatever. So I wrote a comment saying, "Yeah, yo, these guys are bitter. This the fact that they're complaining about this shows that they ain't got it, man. It's over. The game's already
Mm.
done. Game 7's done." Dog, every time I go into my Instagram, there's someone replying to that. Even today, it happened 2 days. We lost 2 days ago, dog. I'm still seeing comments about like, "Yo, how was the flight back to Toronto?" Or like, "Yo, so are they
Yeah.
rattled?" So, I dealing with the dissing kind of sucks. It's not as bad as when we lost a couple years ago and all those memes are coming out. But
Right.
we're taking
Yeah.
a lot of heat. People clowning us because we're not the champs no more. We're not going to be champs again. So, Gordon, have you been dealing with a lot of or any? You're in the States,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably walk with your chest high when the Raptors are in the playoffs. Basketball is a big deal, and now they're out. Have you been dealing with any
First of all, when
backlash?
any hate. First of all, when they won, it was like asterisks. Durant was down. I used to hear that, so
Yeah.
it doesn't really count. And then it's just they come together as a nation, and Stephen A. Smith said it. Like they don't want us to have any type of celebration, any type of sports, because we're not from there.
Mm.
We are foreign. We're not from that country, yo.
Mm.
So all cities, all states, all Americans rally against us having a championship. So yeah, I do get it from every angle, yo. And then they tell us how I suck, how there's no one from. It's just over. It's just hate. Pure. There's no celebration.
So hold on. They are looking at the Toronto Raptors, even though they consist of international and American players, as Canadians.
They look at the Raptors as a foreign team, the only team that's outside of our league, and they don't want nothing to go over there.
Mm.
Like a visitor. Like you should be lucky just to be in the NBA. You're not even from Canada. You're not even from the United States.
Mm.
You're from Toronto. What are you doing? And now you have that's like even like the Blue Jays. When the Blue Jays won, it was a big deal because that's the United States' national pastime. They don't like us. They don't want us winning nothing.
No, I hear that. Well, the thing is, because this even takes me back when I was stateside. Like there was always the emphasis to talk about, well, we invented it, so deal. Like we invented the sport. And I know you guys are running with it. You got the league going on, but we're coming. And unfortunately, at that time, they what?
They try to debate that, like, oh, it was really done. I think the game wasn't it at Harvard? It was played or something, but like the dude is a Canadian.
Exactly.
So they like to say, oh, it was done over here though. Like, so I'm always fighting with these guys with some little.
I know, but the borders were way lax back then.
Yeah, you could walk across.
Like Cornell, Dartmouth, McGill, like just everything on that East Coast was real soft in terms of what was being shared. But the fact that you bring up that they look at like a nation against another nation is really important because if that's the majority of the fan base are also brothers, sisters, cousins, uncles of the players in the league. And then when we think of free agency and them wanting to play over here, you can understand how challenging it is with regards to wanting to attract talent.
Yeah, well, that's why we get a lot of Europeans because they just want to be on the side. They want to be on the side of the pond. They don't care, so they'll go to Toronto because, in fact, it's such an international city where they're probably not missing out too much, anyways. But like the American born, not one's fighting to come up there.
Well, that's what makes the Rosen so special.
Some of the relatives can't even cross the border. Like that's not a joke. Like you do so. You have, like I have friends that can't go to the United States. They have family, so who wants to do that? It's a lot, and also the stigma that it's cold, like ridiculous
Right.
cold. And Canada's compared to this place, and since I've been out, it's a cold country. Like
facts.
out here is still t-shirts, and I'm in DC, so
yeah, I got you.
Speaking after Carabana, it's time to put on the jacket.
Yo, Scar, what it do, yo? I gotta shout out Scar. He's on the Twitch channel right now. Toronto has
big ups.
a bag of euros through to. No, I understand that we got European players. We got obviously players from the African continent as well coming through, and I agree. I think that's a big emphasis on how to combat the stigma for American players not wanting to come up here. But I'm just what needs to be pointed out is if we're going to continue to have a challenge of getting good American talent, then the emphasis is on our GMs and coaches just to make our teams that much more ready and better to win without a superstar, or I should say American superstar.
We need Giannis.
I'm sure he would come.
We need him. It has to happen.
I don't know if that's happening.
There's talks.
Why would
respect for the host, Edison?
There's talks of it happening, yes. How realistic that is, that'd be a game changer, because show me in the Raptors history where we've gotten a superstar.
We never have. But that's why
Exactly.
I mean, that was a big reason why I was upset about the whole DeRozan situation. But I don't know. I just don't want us to suck again, dog. Like,
for a long time.
Yeah, and some people might debate this, if it's championships worth it if you're just gonna suck for
when you say
years.
Suck, you mean like outside of the playoffs? No more playoffs?
Yeah.
Just go back to what we know.
Like not making the playoffs. Like if we were for a playoff team, I'm good with that. If we're always in the mix, I'm good with that. If we're always a contender for an extended period of time, if we're a contender, I prefer that.
Wait, hold on. There's a big difference between being in the playoffs, 8 seed, 7 seed, even 6 seed, to being a contender.
No. I wasn't saying the same though. Like I would be.
You want to be a contender.
I want us to be a contender. No. So if just barely in the playoffs or not even the playoff team, I don't want that. Hell no.
Okay, I got you.
But if we at least make the playoffs, it's a little less embarrassing, but it still kind of sucks. But I want us to always be a contender. Like there's a possibility that we can take it. I always feel like if we're one of those contending teams, that's what builds a reputation. I don't want it to get to the point where we got a championship and now we suck again, and everyone's just looking at that championship year like a fluke because we landed Kawhi, so we were a championship team. But really, you guys suck always. I don't want that. I'd rather we were always in the mix. And some people might dispute that, say, well, I'd rather take a championship and then suck for a long time as opposed to always being a contender with the possibility of being a championship team. You know what I'm saying?
I got you.
I'd rather always be a contender.
Sometimes you
I agree.
That hump, though.
I agree. I want to be contending for Eastern Conference Finals, chances at NBA Finals, because then after that anything goes, right? Scar just says the international players are at the highest of levels now. So
no,
Iran, it is as important to get the American talent. Okay, so getting them is just as important as getting American talent.
No.
To a certain degree. The thing is, even with regards to the European talent, it's numbers, right? Like there are more far and few in between European players that, and I'm sorry, when I say European players, I think the majority of the high level talent that you're talking about, Scar, are still specialists. There's certain things that they're good at. All right. They're not max players. Okay. It's not, that isn't happening as quickly. What it do, Edison? Giannis is different, obviously. Homie with the Mavericks. That's an anomaly. Like, you know what I mean? There's far and few in between, absolutely. But to be considered max players, you know, you're gonna build your entire franchise around those are still far and few in between. We got Edison too, Blaze.
Oh yeah, Edison
Oh,
just
yeah,
made a
go ahead.
comment here saying that Giannis is gonna go to the Nets. I doubt it. Why?
Yeah, that's not happening. They'd have to offload a lot.
Why? Why? That's just no. I see him. I see him wanting to. He comes across as someone that would want to go someplace where he still has to. There's still a journey to the championship. There's still a fight. There's still a war that he has to overcome, as opposed to just jumping on a team that's gonna just take the whole thing. But I'll say this: if he comes, or with the possibility of him coming, Van Vliet will stay. I believe I don't know, Serge is gonna have a hard time finding some place to go anyways, but I feel like he wouldn't even try to leave. And then Lowry, I mean, it takes a bit of load off of him because he's getting the type of player he is at his age. It's gonna start coming into play more. He's taking a lot of
Yeah, no,
bangs,
Lowry's on.
and he's
Yeah, Lowry's on the back end of his career for real, but for
he needs a
sure.
bit of
But I
help.
would say like
He needs a
you look
star.
at you look at yeah, absolutely. But he is a point guard with that level of command of the team is much needed. I'm not gonna lie. How he played in Game 7 had me frustrated like crazy, and I'm sure we're gonna get into the Game 7
Mhm.
talks. But I love the comments that are going back and forth right now between Edison and Scar. Scar's talking about Djokovic, Donik, and Zengas. Obviously, those are all good European players. Agreed. You put Giannis in the mix. He's saying Giannis isn't going to the Nets. Um,
Check. Yeah, I lost you for a second.
yeah, sorry. Yeah, my thing just froze.
I thought it was me.
I'm sorry about that, viewers. What I was saying is, I think players aren't worried about going to quote unquote stacked teams anymore if those teams haven't won anything yet. If those
Right.
teams haven't won anything yet, then yeah, they'll go.
Right.
So a Nets, a Raptors, a Heat,
Mm-hmm.
you know, that can still happen. Giannis has there's nowhere Giannis can't go.
And I don't know about the Heat, but I think he would. You know what? I could see him going there. But the only thing is, like, going there after they beat him is kind of like, meh. That'd be a nice team, though.
Mm.
That'd be a crazy team, dog. Him and Bam, and then Jimmy.
That would be sick.
And then them 3-point shooters, because really on Milwaukee, them guys, he'll draw attention, kick it out, and them guys aren't hitting shots. If they're not hitting shots, then. But Hero is going to be dropping threes. Robinson's going to be dropping threes. The guys will just be cacking from everywhere. Jimmy can hit some threes.
Yeah.
That would be a crazy team for him, dog. But I think here, and people joke when I say this, but the fact that we have the Danforth is a big deal, man.
Yeah, that's a silly point, but
It's not a silly point. How is it silly?
Boss, why he had there's two portions to his heritage.
Okay, but
yeah, he grew.
That's like saying for us, yeah, Jamaica is a huge part of our heritage, but we grew up Canadian, dog.
Do they know?
No. I'm just saying.
He like, grew up Greek. Why would we even dispute that? That's what it is. We grew up Canadian. Our parents are Jamaican, dog. That's what it is. Are we gonna say that we're like real, like we're like comparable to actual Jamaicans, dog? We're not. There's certain aspects in our culture, for sure. We're exactly, innately we have a lot of Jamaica in us, but we're Canadian, dog. He's Greek. Like people always want to just tie him to Africa. Okay, cool. Yeah, he's African. Yeah, but he grew up in Greece.
No. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not just tying it to Africa. I'm just saying you're overselling the fact that he's Greek, and that we have the Danforth. No, you're overselling the Danforth.
Okay. Well, personally, if I was going someplace, that had
just because you went to one Taste of the Danforth, you think Mans is going to make moves?
No, my dog. I went to school in that area.
A major contract.
I went to school in that area. It's legit. It's legit. It's a legit Greek area, dog. It's not a joke. So if I was in a foreign place and they had an area that was like considered Little Canada or whatever, and it has everything it has the people, the Canadian people, whatever the Canadian culture is. But if I felt like I was at home in that area, that would be enticing to me, dog.
Yo, Anson,
you need to stop this.
You think the Greek community will look at him as a hero?
Yeah. Okay. What? Of course, dog.
Okay.
Yo, that's right, yo.
I know what he's saying. But this
so on that note, we should just switch and talk about something else.
No, but listen.
No, we need to catch some jokes.
If he's good, if he's good, he will be a hero.
You think they're gonna lift him up and then say he represents Greek?
Absolutely.
Okay.
In Toronto for sure.
Yo, so Blaze,
right?
So Blaze.
Wait. The Canadian water?
No. Listen to me. Are you trying to insinuate that the Greek community in Toronto wouldn't accept him?
I'm asking you a question.
And I answered it, so I'm asking you the same question.
Okay. What? I mean, why you can't answer a question with a question?
Why are you stuttering? I answered the question. I said they would accept him. Yes. Now I'm asking you.
Then it's over. I was wondering what you feel.
You hear these guys?
So you don't want to answer it. Okay, cool.
Yo,
you say you don't want to answer the question.
Have you ever been to Greece?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. How was your experience?
It was cool. But we're not talking about Greece. We're talking about Toronto.
Greek people.
Yeah.
Okay.
But we're talking about, dog, we're not talking about him going. Listen, if he's celebrated in Greece as it is. You know that, right?
Is, isn't he? He is?
Yeah, he absolutely is. Yes.
Do you think the Toronto Greek community would put him up on a pedestal?
Of course they would.
One of our sons? Okay.
Hold on.
Why?
No, because I see you're trying to insinuate that they wouldn't.
No, but this is crazy. Yeah. This is a crazy observation on your part. And Blaze, you usually have unique perspectives, so that's not surprising. But this one is a little far fetched because we get it. There's Greek Town, okay? There's Taste of the Danforth. You can get.
It's not about the Taste of the Danforth, dog. It's about the community.
Okay, it's an amazing community.
And they're gonna put their arms around him.
Wait, it's an amazing community.
You are familiar? Are you familiar with it though, Vader? Before you go on, are you familiar with it? I just want to know.
Yes, I'm very familiar with it. Yeah,
okay, go on.
I'm very familiar with it.
Okay, go on.
Okay. So. So Scar brings up a good point. Let's say Shaba happened to be an NBA player, yo.
Uh-huh.
And this man's a free agent.
Right.
Is he choosing Toronto because of the wicked Eglinton West?
If he's in if he's in Milwaukee, yeah.
Milwaukee?
Yeah, he is. Absolutely. You can come here and be accepted by a group of by a whole culture. Absolutely.
Okay.
Really, I don't know what side of the argument Scar is on, but Scar, think about that.
No, let me build on that. It now. He's got that community. So yes, let's say, quote unquote, he's embraced. Okay, He's embraced. He's accepted. Everyone in Toronto is going to accept him, but I guess, but what you're saying is his Greek heritage, his Greek ties, he's going to have an amazing community. Boss, he's not living there. He's not going to be walking the streets every other day. He's a damn superstar. So he's going to be up by, Lawrence Park, 2 houses down from Drake, or he's going to be living in some high-end condo downtown.
No, I understand that.
Not even. Yeah, so
but that's just like us. Like we still venture into areas that show our and embrace our culture. We don't necessarily live in some of those areas, but we venture out to them every so often. We know it's there, and we know that if we want to be exposed to that, we can go. There's options there, so it's not, you don't have to live right in it. Who lives?
Boss, I'm not like you. I'm not getting recognized walking down the street.
You're an
not
idiot,
famous like that.
You're an idiot.
This man's not going to be walking no community whatever he wants, whatever. Everything's digital. Everything's online. So his Greek communities, they'll get to him. Coming to Toronto being like, yo, the Danforth is sick, great community. Nah, that's not going to be a difference maker.
I think it will, man.
It's not going to be a difference maker. All right. I mean, that's
I think
that's
it
one
will,
way.
man.
I
I
mean,
think it's optimistic. But I would say, if anything, that gives us a slight advantage over anywhere else.
okay. So if you want
And
to say
plus the Maasai factor.
we have the better Greek community versus
Not only
Milwaukee.
that, to touch on the African side of it, we have the Maasai factor. Now Maasai does a lot of things for he never lost ties with Africa. He's a huge contributor. He's known for that. And he seems to have a good relationship with the players, the African players. I feel like they look up to him. I feel like he's a mentor. So with him being the president here, that's a definite plus as well. And really, more so than the Greek aspect of it. But I think both would have a huge say as far as whether or not he would come. The whole team aspect of it, I know he would love to play with these guys. It's a good team. It's a good team to play with, and they need a star. We're perfectly set up for a star to come. I can't think of another place. I'm not being biased where he would go and be able to blend into the basketball scheme as well as he could if he came to Toronto. I'm saying we have a legitimate point guard. We've got shooters. We play amazing defense. We got a deep bench. We got good fans. It's a cool place for him to be. It would be an easy place for him to fall into as well.